Chapter 19 The Plan. In the barn, in the pre-dawn hours of the morning, their plan was hatched. Nanny called a meeting and everyone attended, including Natura, who had come back from a successful hunt and was starting to feel like herself again. Such good news, said Nanny. It's almost a new day and the barn's still here. We're still here. Her face looked bright and open with relief. And Figgy thinks the escape tunnel is just about big enough for me to squeeze through. She looked at the pig. I don't know what we would do without you, Figgy Piggy. So you think just a few more hours of digging, right? I think so, said Figgy. She was very tired and very dirty, but so close to finishing. Her eyes shone with anticipation. Wonderful, said Nanny. So tonight's the night. And just in time, said Pull. Oh, said Nanny, why's that? Go on, Burdock, said Pull. Tell them what you told me. Tell them what you saw Dewey doing. So Burdock explained what he had witnessed earlier that night. All of Dewey's measuring. Seems likely Dewey's preparing to move his car to the woodshed so it won't burn down in the fire. Figgy lifted her snout to speak. Well, we knew he would move the car somewhere. He's just ready to do it now, which means the fire is close. Right on the money, said Tug with a sigh. Tick bungeed up and down, near to bursting. Beside him, Nanny stood very still, considering. Okay then, does anyone want to put forth a motion? She asked. Figgy grunted. She was too tired for official proceedings. I will, said Pull. I move that we, the animals of Baxter Farm, relocate to the round barn. I concur without a shadow of a doubt, said Tug. Nanny raised her eyebrows at the horse. He means he seconds the motion, translated Pull. Okay, said Nanny. Are there any other motions? There weren't. Okay then, continued Nanny. Let's vote. All in favor of moving to the round barn, say aye. Aye, came the resounding cries from both sides of the aisle, and from Burdock in the middle. It seemed as if everyone had spoken, though it was hard to tell with certainty. All against, say nay. Nay, mooed Mrs. Brown quietly. What? Cried Figgy. Why not? Mrs. Brown looked down. She ran a long tongue over her nose and blinked her eyes. She took a step back. I mean, she said, nay for me. Just me. You go. I'm not going. Of course you're going, cried Figgy. Don't be a nutter. We're all going. The vote was just a silly formality. No offense, Nanny. Mrs. Brown, whatever are you thinking? I, started Mrs. Brown reluctantly. Well, there's the milking. I have to be milked. But it's more than that. I just don't think I could walk that far. I've thought about it. My knees are bad, and I'm afraid I'd slow you down, which could be dangerous for all of you. She lifted her head. I promised myself I wouldn't hold you back. I want you all to go. Oh, pish, said Figgy. Being a martyr is no fun. You need to rethink this. It was quiet, and in the moments that followed, Burdock sighed. Mrs. Brown, intoned Pull, I am hoping you won't need to walk. Mrs. Brown's gaze flickered, and she turned toward him. There was a question in her soft brown face, but she didn't speak. If Tug and I get harnessed again, to the wagon, maybe we can manage to stay harnessed, and then we can pull you all there. Oh, said Nanny, that's a thought. She paused. But why would Dewey harness you today? To move the wood, chimed in Tug. He has to move the wood out of the woodshed if he's to relocate his car there, and it's unlikely Dewey will transfer all that wood wherever it is going without the aid of a wagon. And then, said Mrs. Brown, well, I don't understand. If Dewey does hitch you up, why wouldn't he just unhitch you, like always? Well, he would, jumped in Pull, unless we can distract and befuddle him so thoroughly that he forgets. Distract and befuddle him? How? Asked Figgy. Nanny will have to let a few of you out of your pens, and when Dewey comes back to the barn with us in the wagon, you all make a break for it. Go crazy. Run wild, like Fluff did that day. Fluff lifted her chin and smiled broadly. Pull continued, We'll have to really give him a good runaround. Wear him out and joggle up his thinking so much he can't tell his ear from his elbow. While that's happening, we'll slip into the barn all quiet like and hope Dewey just forgets to unharness us. Oh, volunteered Tick. I can run. Let me. I can do that. Now, Tick, love, said Nanny, I don't know. Remember, this is not a game. This could be dangerous. Dewey will be angry and he can be unpredictable. Oh, let him go, Nanny, said Figgy. Tick is quick. He might really help. It even sounds fun. She winked at Tick. Tick grinned. Are you in, hon? Nanny asked Mrs. Brown gently. We need you. Oh, dear, my running days are long past, the cow demurred. No, I mean, will you come? Said Nanny, realizing the misunderstanding. Mrs. Brown still wasn't sure what to say. She worried about being a burden, a millstone around the other animals' necks. She had had her life, at least most of it. She didn't want to keep others from having theirs. But then, she had to admit, the fire did sound absolutely terrifying. If it works out this way, she said cautiously, with the wagon, then yes. Very good, cried Nanny, triumphant. And we'll find you a milker, Mrs. Brown. I have faith in that. Don't you worry. So the plan was set. Figgy would finish the escape tunnel today, and tonight would be the night.